Knockout Legends in the building. Like, comment, and subscribe. So today I want to talk about Luis Pabon, the referee that's caught up in all the controversy regarding the Uysk and Daniel Dubois fight on the 26th of August just gone. Now, Luis Pabon is also a judge, and he has been a judge up until 2021. He's not a judge anymore. He has presided over 51 bouts. Notable bouts that he has presided over are as followed. He has presided over Nazim Hamed, Saeed Lawal. That was in 1996, the 16th of March. Carl Thompson versus Chris Eubank, 1998, and it was the 18th of April. Vitaly Klitschko versus Ed Mahone, 1999, the 9th of October. Another Nazim Hamed bout again in 2000, 19th of August. DeMarcus Corley versus Jose Alberto Gazo in 2007, the 12th of I think it's May. Alexander Povetkin versus Chris Bird, 2007 again, the 27th of October. Nicholas Walters versus Vic Darchinyan in 2014 at the 31st of May. Michael Hunter versus Alexander Ustinov in 2018, the 24th of November. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this is to show his credentials and his background, but he's also a referee and he's still practicing as a referee. He's from Puerto Rico. His name is Luis Alberto Pavon Rivas. His residence is San Juan, Puerto Rico, and he was born in Santurce, Puerto Rico. Now, he's presided over 548 bouts. Obviously, the most recent bout was the Alexander Usyk Daniel Dubois bout on the 26th of August. He referees all different weight bouts. So I'm not going to name all of them. I'm just going to pick out ones what I think are notable that people will know. He did the Dimitri Bivol bout in 2022, the 5th of November. So it's Bivol versus Gilberto Ramirez. He did the Usyk and Anthony Joshua bout, which was in 20th of August 2020. He also did Gennady Golovkin versus Ryota Murata bout in the 9th of April 2020. Juan Francisco Estrada versus Roman Gonzalez, that bout in 2021, the 13th of March. So that's just a few of the bouts that he's presided over. He's been a supervisor over one bout as well. So this is a well-schooled official in boxing, and obviously as a judge and a referee. So we need to ask the question, is he incompetent or is he corrupt, or did he just simply get it wrong on the day? So I'm going to play a series of clips, and then I'm going to unpack a few things after the clips. But just to know, one of the clips is of him explaining basically rules of being a referee when it comes to knockdowns, and how to conduct yourself and what you should do when you're refereeing when it comes to knockdowns, and what is classed as a knockdown and what isn't. So with no further ado,
this is a real fight. He's shaking his head as he looks back to his corner and Yuri Tachenko.
I don't think people understand what happens when a guy gets hit low like that. I really don't. I don't think they understand that.
Old media tried to run with is show pictures of Uysk belly button and his belt line after the fight. After Uysk ended up pulling his trunks down in order to do some damage control. Man, that don't count. We talking about during the actual fight. More importantly, during the moment of impact, where we can clearly see Uysk had his belt line above his belly button. This is a fact. This is not up for debate, which further proves Dubois got cheated and robbed by this corrupted referee that needs to be investigated, charged, and locked up for robbing Dubois of a lifetime achievement. But who are we kidding? Most likely this referee is going to end up getting a raise and a higher position to referee next time. Last but not least, notice how no fighter from the United States, more importantly, a Black American fighter from the USA, have yet commented on this fight and this controversy. Think about that. Where is Shakur Stevenson when you need him? And not just Shakur, but every single Black American champion. Where are they? All these fighters that you usually see comment on fights, all of a sudden, they not commenting on the biggest controversy of the year. Instead, some way, somehow, they magically all disappeared. We all know what time it is. This is what I call the struggle of acceptance. All of your favorite Black American fighters are afraid to piss off the racist fans, even if it's the truth. As long the truth is meant to piss off the racist fans and go against old media agenda, they not gonna speak up. And that's why they all quiet. It's crazy because they should be the main ones speaking out, because this could have been them. Dubois could have been them. Any one of them could have been Dubois and got cheated. However, even though this controversy affects them directly, they rather stay quiet because it's a fighter on the coincidental list that got cheated against a fighter on the hope list, and they clearly understand that. I bet you all these Black American fighters, if it was the other way around, man, they would have been the main ones protesting as we speak. If Dubois had the complexion for the connection, while Uysk had the complexion for the neglection, you best believe Shakur and the rest of the Black American fighters will be screaming, Dubois should be the heavyweight champion of the world. And that's the sad reality. Nevertheless, Usyk gimmick is up, and everyone knows now that he has a glass body. Just like Vasily Lomachenko. We all know Tyson Fury was a little concerned prior to this fight. However, after this fight, most likely Tyson Fury was licking his chops while watching this fight. With the facts being laid out, drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below. And to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi.
Les saluda nuevamente Luis Pabon. Hoy les quiero hablar cuál es el procedimiento correcto cuando hay una caída producto de un golpe legal. Lo primero que tenemos que hacer es cantar down, ya sea con la boca o con las manos, para indicar que la caída fue legal. Acto seguido, mirar al boxeador caído. Si el golpe fue tan contundente que haya que parar la pelea de inmediato, pues usted la para sin contar, sin mandarla a otro boxeador a la esquina neutral. Pero si es una caída normal, pues usted manda al boxeador a una esquina neutral, toma la cuenta del timekeeper. Si él va por 2, pues usted sigue por 3. Usted se pone de frente al boxeador, no importa en el lenguaje que hable el boxeador, él lo debe entender si usted se le para de frente y le cuenta con los dedos. Entonces, mirándolo de frente, si se tiene que hincar de rodillas, lo hace. Si se tiene que mantener de pie, lo hace. Usted le cuenta, sigue mirando al boxeador caído y de una vez mira al boxeador que no se mueva de la esquina neutral para que no tome ventaja. Si el boxeador se levanta y está en buenas condiciones, usted lo verifica, le limpia los guantes, vuelve y revisa al boxeador que esté en la esquina neutral y los manda a pelear si es que puede continuar. También ahora le voy a explicar algunas de las fotos que tengo. Estas fotos que van a salir en el video más adelante son ilustrativas de un procedimiento correcto de contar. En la primera foto es la de Martin Murray, que fue una pelea con Triple G. En una de ellas, pues yo cuento de pies, porque no era necesario tener que marcarme, porque lo tenía de frente. En la segunda foto, de otra caída que hubo en esa pelea, me le bajo un poco más para quedar de frente al boxeador y la foto lo explica por sí solo. La tercera foto es de boxeador de Uysk. En esa, ven como yo le cuento de frente. Ese boxeador es de Bielorrusia, no nos entendemos, pero claramente yo le estoy contando con los dedos y él, obviamente, y todo el mundo lo va a entender. La cuarta foto que voy a mostrar es la pelea que fue Chocolatito con Jafai. En esa foto, si se fijan bien abajo, en la parte de abajo, está el timekeeper contando por 2. Y yo agarro la cuenta y empiezo por 3. Porque más o menos un lapso de un segundo en lo que tú tomas la cuenta y empiezas a contar. Esa es la forma correcta. En la próxima foto que van a ver es una pelea que yo le hice a Chisora, con David Hayes, y de esa forma la quiero poner porque fue una forma incorrecta. Si ven bien, yo no me bajé, yo me debía haber bajado para yo quedar de frente de Chisora. Aunque estoy de frente de él, Chisora no me está mirando. Y eso es un error mío. Así que lo muestro para que nos sirva de ejemplo de que así no se debe ser. ¿Okay? Otra de las fotos que tengo, aquí pongo a mi amigo Pinit. Es un ejemplo clarísimo de un peleador pequeño y él se hinca y le cuenta correctamente en su cara. Eso le quedó a Pinit perfectamente. Las otras dos fotos que voy a mostrar es la de la pelea de Mike Tyson con Douglas. Si ven en la primera foto, el timekeeper iba por 3, claramente se le ven los dedos. Y en la segunda foto, ustedes van a ver al árbitro Merán empezar por 2. ¿Qué pasó en esa pelea? El timekeeper iba por una cuenta y el referee por otra. Y entonces perdió Tyson esa noche, pero en ese momento de esa caída que fue la primera a Douglas, Tyson hubiese ganado por nocaut. Entonces ese Tyson ganó y perdió la misma noche, y después cuando se le entrevistó al referee por qué no había tomado la cuenta del timekeeper, y él dice, mira, es que yo nunca lo hago. Y ese referee, lamentablemente, que fue muy buen referee, no trabajó más. Después hizo una que otra peleita, pero nunca de envergadura, y se tuvo que retirar. Porque nunca pasa nada mientras no pasa nada. Pero en esta ocasión era Tyson, y entonces estuvieron muy pendientes, y esa forma fue la forma incorrecta. Así que mi exhortación es, aunque todos sabemos cuál es el procedimiento, pero a veces se nos olvida, y a veces los veo en videos y fallamos, y a veces yo he fallado también, como lo demuestro ahí, pero la forma correcta es como les expliqué. Espero les sirva de algo para ustedes, todos ustedes, y manténganse en casa.
So the first clip that I'm going to talk about is it's off Twitter, and it's a back-to-back comparison of the Usyk fight with Dubois and the Usyk fight with Anthony Joshua, and the similarities in the punches. So I'm not going to really say much about that because I've already covered the controversy with the low blow, so I'm just going to let the clip speak for itself. Anyway, the next clip is by Achi from Achi TV, and he basically goes into his own basically version of low blow gate, basically, or illegal blow gate I should call it. And he just gives his take on that as well, so I'm not going to get into that. The video speaks for itself because it's pretty clear. Again, I don't really want to go over that because I've already given my opinions in other videos about what I think. So and I've also done a video where I try to be impartial and give different takes on that, so I've just thrown that in because it has a lot to do with the last clip, basically, which is a WBA clip, which is the organisation that Luis Pabon works for, and basically he's talking about the correct procedure of what to do when a fighter gets hit by a legal blow and he is basically dropped or knocked down. So he explains a number of things and the procedure of what you do, especially like counting, and obviously telling the other boxer to go away to a neutral corner, then the timekeeper there at the basically the ringside, when he starts his count, you count a second from that count, so the count is not extra, so it's not an extra count, because obviously in one of the other clips you see the Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas fight, because he counted later than the timekeeper, he gave basically an extra 2 seconds to the count, so basically the count was slow, and because he did that he lost the right to officiate in bigger fights. But anyway, going back into the video, he talks about I think it's a Martin Murray fight with Triple G, and the video explains itself, and then he goes into a video clip where he's talking about, or a photograph clip where he's talking about himself presiding over the Derek Chisora versus David Haye bout, and how he got the procedure wrong. And he said that even though certain referees know the rules and know the procedure, they can still make a mistake. Now he's actually showing this on this video that he has made, that's by the WBA, and he's explaining the procedure, and he's already explained that what he did was wrong because he was supposed to kneel in front of Derek. Derek's not looking at him and he's counting, but Derek's not aware, so basically he wouldn't be able to beat the count if he's not aware of where the count is, if he's not really coherent or he's not facing him, if you understand what I mean. So he's just said that he's wrong. So in this aspect, he's pointing out what's wrong in the video, and he's pointing out that he's wrong, so he's made a mistake. Now, this is pretty pertinent to what type of person he is. Now, it's a good thing that he's holding his hands up and he's addressing the scenario and telling us what, you know, what's the correct procedure. But it doesn't that sound a bit how can I put it, like a lack of incompetence, because I mean that he's incompetent in a sense, because he has explained that he's made a mistake, he's made a video about that, and why he's wrong. So there is doubt that he could be wrong with obviously the low blows that were in the Usyk fights, and not just that, he has had criticism before, because in the Povetkin versus Marco Huck fight, he had criticism that he was protecting Alexander Povetkin, and he wouldn't let them fight, let Marco Huck and him fight on the inside, and Marco Huck was hitting on the back of the head and he kept warning, I think, Marco Huck, so it's like he was protecting Povetkin. So I'm not saying he's biased or whatever, but like maybe he made another mistake again, so he's incompetent. And obviously, I think his age is showing because he's not a young guy; he's pretty elderly. So maybe decline in the ages, mental faculties are not already there. He's not as astute as he used to be. Obviously, the crowd and the event basically fed into his refereeing skills, and obviously Usyk conned him in the sense that he played the part of it being a low blow. But then the thing as well, what was kind of a bit suspect is that he said take as long as you want. Now, fair enough if it was an illegal blow and you're allowed to take up to 5 minutes, but when Usyk said he was ready, he said you can have more. You know, he insisted that he has more time. Nobody wants to see that. We want to see the people fight straight away. So that, in a sense, is incompetence, and it also shows a lot of sort of bias that you want to give the fighter or the so-called perceived bigger fighter more of a chance to recover so the fight can carry on, and you're not to blame for it being stopped, because I got the impression that he didn't want to stop anything early, so he did everything he kind of could not to stop the fight, or to not, how can I put it, be the person that's gonna make the decision to stop the fight, if you get what I mean. So the crowd couldn't turn on him and he could go home, because if he stopped the fight prematurely and Usyk had got counted out, or Usyk had to get up and make the count, then he had to run from Daniel in that round and then he got knocked out, I'm pretty sure he would have problems trying to get back on the plane to Puerto Rico that night. It's pretty obvious. So maybe the crowd, maybe the emotion, whatever, but he made a mistake. Now, is he corrupt? No, I wouldn't say he's corrupt. Did he make a mistake through incompetence? Yeah, there is an argument for that, because as you saw from the other clips, they all speak for themselves. Not just me that has said what I've said about this. Also, notable other boxers, notable other channels, notable other people have shown their own takes and their own versions of what, even with Ahi TV, his take on it, where the shorts were above the belly button. Josh Taylor agrees that they were above the belly button, and then when the fight's finished, Usyk's pulled down his shorts, so his belly button's showing. His belly button wasn't showing throughout the fight, you couldn't see it. So that's one of the reasons why I said it was a legal shot. Now, I'm not the only person. There's Josh Taylor, there's Oscar De La Hoya, Hall of Fame boxer, who else? Steven Espinosa from ESPN, Anthony Yard, Nazim Hamid, not Nazim Hamid, sorry, Amir Khan. I'm pretty sure he knows what a low blow is. Flipping heck, he said it was a legal shot. So, who else? I think Carl Frampton as well. So it just goes to show. Everyone's got their own opinions on the matter, but like me personally, the referee made a mistake and he got it wrong, and he's not even addressing any of the controversy, so I don't know what to say. But is Frank Warren right to protest this? Yeah, I think he is. I think Frank Warren should protest it, and I think he's well within his rights. I think Bricktop should do everything he can to get it a no contest, and they have to have the fight again, or at least get it a no contest so Daniel can have that scrubbed off the record and he can go again, so it doesn't affect his record, because it's going to affect his mentality and affect his mindset and make it harder for him to concentrate on his career, because he's going to feel like he had the chance but it was taken away. But then again as well, he had the chance to finish him. Now people are saying he should have knocked him out, he should have jumped on him. Easier said than done. The guy's recovered. You've done what you've done. You might be tired and you're trying to chase him around the ring, and it's not like the size and the age are gonna contribute to you actually doing what you need to do. We knew that obviously Usyk is basically the more skillful out of the two. We knew that obviously once it got past 6 rounds, Daniel was going to struggle. We knew that, you know, he's not really a seasoned veteran. He's had the fights what he's had, but he's found wanting when he stepped up. But that's not his fault. That's just the way that Frank Warren's guided his career. Personally, he should have had about another maybe 8 to 10 more fights before he'd be fighting for that type of world title. But by then, Usyk would have been gone anyway. So I think it's one of those where you dare to be great. The opportunity is there. You take the opportunity because it's there, and there's nothing you can do. It's like with Anthony Yard. He had the opportunity. He took it. You know, you can't fault people because on the day you may turn up and you may win. So, you know, I don't think it's that the fact that the fight is a crap. It's just that timing and them not being progressed enough to actually have that extra experience to go to that level. So I'm not saying that they've been rushed, but they've fought who they fought, but it's still not enough experience. They need more experience, because if you look at Usyk's career to Daniel's, Usyk's had 21 fights now, and he's had all those amateur fights, and basically he's undisputed cruiserweight champion and he's unified heavyweight champion. So it just shows you how few fights he's actually had leading up to the titles that he's attained, to show you how much experience he has. It's the same with Lomachenko. He's got that much experience with the amateur fights and obviously the Olympics and all that other stuff, that it didn't really matter how many fights he had leading up to getting the titles. He's already got that experience already. So in a sense, they're already sort of semi-professional already before they even step into the ring. So sometimes it does pay to actually learn your craft in the amateurs. But anyway, what do you think about the clips and what Luis Pabon said? Luis Pabon said, do you think he is incompetent? Do you think he's corrupt? Or do you think he just simply made a mistake on the night? Or do you think he's right? What he did was the right thing. It was a low blow. He didn't make a mistake and he's bang on the money. So leave your thoughts in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe. And that is another one from Knockout Legends. Peace.